and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the WBM podcast. This is one of your hosts. It's your boy, Merk.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, X-Fan.
And this is your boy, Oski in the mix.
In the mix.
Tell them, Merk.
Guys, so we have one hell of an episode for you this week.
That's right, guys. We're going to start a little bit of football, wrapping up the season. Visca Barça. Then,
And as always, we're going to do a quick movie review of Final Destination since I watched it.
That's right. And we're going to talk some Japanese Donghuas, man. They've been hitting this past season. So.
Donghua is from China, brother.
Well, yes. But yeah, Chinese anime has been coming out. It's not even anime, though, right? Because that's Japanese.
Yeah, so it's Donghua.
It is Donghua, right? Okay,
You
perfect.
said Japanese Donghua.
Oh, did I say that?
yeah.
Don't listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. You're in for a fun
Sorry,
episode.
I thought you realized that was a joke. I thought it was a good joke.
Let's go!
My bad, brother. I thought you cut your own mistake.
No, I love that the corrections on the podcast are great. I love them. Like when nobody notices it, Oscar's like, "That's wrong," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You're
They're
right."
gonna notice.
I'd
You know
rather them
she's gonna notice.
tell me, ladies and gentlemen, if I mess up, I don't want this guy to correct me. Let
the
it be
actual
you.
producer.
Put it in the
because-
comments. Let me know. Yeah.
Japanese Donghua is an oxymoron.
Yeah, but so is chai tea, but people still say chai tea. So suck it.
You got that from the Spider-Verse.
No, that's well, I thought about it from the Spider-Verse, but that's a fact, though. People still
That's
say
funny.
chai tea,
You
bro.
don't say TT.
Yeah, yes, but I say Chinese Donghuas.
I say ATM machines.
Absolutely.
Bin numbers.
There you
Social
go.
security numbers, yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
that's right, guys. Welcome back, everybody.
Where do you guys want to start?
Welcome back. We are
They wanna
here
do-
live on May 23rd of Friday. I don't know when this episode will be edited, Posuki. I say it because today marks a special day for the city of Naples winning their fourth ever championship in Italy. Literally, when it comes down to the Italian league, is the one of the most competitive. The way the league works is like obviously who has the most wins throughout the season. Now, what happens when two teams are neck to neck? They both have the same amount of wins, the same amount of losses, and the same amount of ties. What comes down to goals, where like one goal can make all the difference. And this afternoon, that's exactly what's happening all over Italy. Two simultaneous games. They were each scoring. You know, one team was leading against the other, and then one is Maradona's legendary team, which is Napoli, is named after him. The other one is called Inter. It's a legendary club in Italy, very, very famous for having won many trophies throughout their longevity. And then they score from the beginning, then Naples scored, then they scored, kind of like a movie. You know, it was a tug and pull. You know, and this is a team of rejects because this is like a team where like you weren't good enough for the Premier League. Go over there with the Italians, and then these guys end up becoming the MVPs, carrying trophies, carrying the league. And this city means a lot because it's one of the poorest cities, quote unquote, of Italy, right? So it means a lot for the city of Naples. So after 100 and whatever years that the League of Italy have existed, they win their fourth trophy after so many years. And this really has become like a very special closing of the football world, you know, as we're coming to our end. When we first started our podcast, I had mentioned big names, but all the stars I failed to mention is someone that you've seen all over online, a 17-year-old phenom, Lamine Yamal. Now the thing is here, like
that
my
kid is going off, man.
crazy, a 17-year-old, bro. Like you guys gotta do homework after you're done with the matches, bro. No
Jesus
excuses.
Christ.
And he's like embarrassing, like, pro players, all these 30-year-old defenders. So
Breaking ankles, bro. They got families to feed, bro. You're not anymore.
Yeah,
you
man,
know?
let him work.
Go ahead and quick sell them, you know, for real. And honestly, I'm believing I'm gonna dub this that the school is called La Masia. This is the school that all kids in Barcelona, you know, they go, they train, you pay a fee, and then every once in a while there's a kid with obsessional talent, be like, hey, this kid get full ride. You know, we're gonna develop him, and eventually there are two things: he's so good that we sell him for like $100 million to this high level team, or we start him at Barcelona.
No, we keep them, right.
And this is the Juilliard, the Harvard of soccer, because many talents, you know, very few Barcelona buys. So Ronaldinho was a bought-in. You know, that's how talented that man was.
Yeah.
But Messi, he was there at age 13, full ride. You know, his colleagues that he played with during his longevity there, they also were tenured in that school. Many of the high-level coaches in the Premier League, Arsenal, who's number 2, Man City, when you saw that game,
Right.
those coaches not only played at Barcelona, got full rights in Barcelona, but also directed. They became coaches in Barcelona. So that school pretty much is the economy, I want to say, of Barcelona, you know, because they got to pay taxes.
That's why they're one of the biggest teams, really, because they get first pick, basically.
Yeah, and little kids want to play for this school because like Messi graduated, and now you can say Lamar graduated. 17-year-old, you know, and it's not just him. There's a defender named Kubarsi, also 17. So there's like this club was so broke because one, they're building a brand new stadium, so half of the funds go there, and the second half, if Messi was so expensive, they're like, hey, we can't pretend it's the year 2015, we can't pay you. But what we can do is have like checks that go on to 2045 or 2035. You're down. And Messi was like, anything to help the club. You know, I love it here. But that money, you know, tied up in the new stadium and Messi's long-term payments, Barcelona had to find a solution, you know? So they called these 15, 16-year-old kids. Y'all want to go ahead and, you know, promote them to the A level.
Yeah.
And here they are. Like, they became the most dominant team in Spain. They won not only the Super Cup, the King's Cup, and they even won the season. So this little kid, you know, this phenom, is you see all over TikTok edits. He really is what they say, the flair of Neymar, the left foot of Messi, and the attitude of Ronaldo. So, and there's a very cool ass fucking meme they do where it's Messi and Neymar doing the fusion, and then
I was just thinking about that. Like, he's definitely a fusion of some of the best players.
Man. And if you see his TikToks,
because those are the stars that he grew up watching, so it makes sense that he'll copy all of their play styles.
Yeah, man.
I gotta just make it into one single play style.
This kid
he plays so aggressive, bro. Yeah, that's what it is. He's got that ego. Like, his new generation got that ego where they play really aggressive.
Well, yeah, because you got to think about it. You can't be humble with these 30-year-old motherfuckers. Like, they'll break him.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be starstruck.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, your goal is to embarrass them. Yeah, you know, like, I'm here for a reason, bro. Hey, play for that. Play for your freedom.
Yeah, man.
You think like Kobe whenever it's just like, he's on trial.
You down, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like, don't tell your kids to watch this game.
And that's the thing. Like this whole season, which I followed this season, right? Barcelona will be down like 2 goals, 3 goals. There was in one game where they were 4-0 the first half. And if it wasn't for the 17-year-old say, fuck it, give me the ball, bro, and just put him in the top corner and motivate other grown-ass men in his team, like,
to step it up.
You know? Like, it's crazy. It works. Yeah. He definitely does watch Blue Lock, man. I think he's the biggest shout I want to give. But to wrap it up, how the season concluded, it's also a season that concluded with like fairy tale stories. One of them is called, I will save the best one for last because think about it, as a capitalist, it makes no sense. Starting with the smallest tenure was loyalty. You know, loyalty pays off. Eventually, a Korean man named Sun, right, plays for a team called Tottenham, which is Tom Holland, Spider-Man's neighborhood club.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You bought into it.
Shit. 17 years of eating dick, bro. Second place, everything. Like your mother. Second place, this. Semifinals, that.
What a way to describe it.
Not a thing, bro. And the thing is, like, they're on my rival team. I go for Arsenal.
They're about to drop leagues down to the second league.
There is like 15 in place. They're doing horrible, right? There's a song saying 15 in place. Who gives a shit? Kings of Europe is what I am. Because this is what happened, bro. After 17 years, this team finally got their dub. This man named Sun, Korean, who got placed for this league and for 10 years, seeing all his friends move on to other clubs and win trophies. You know, other teams calling him, hey, come join us. But this man was like, no, I want to stay here. This team gave me the chance. This is, you know, I built my home here. Stay there, loss after loss after loss, and persistence, I guess, you know, pays off, man. 10 years later, he's holding a European Cup.
10 years?
10
Bro,
years.
That's insane.
Next is Newcastle, a team that has not seen a trophy in 70 years. They kind of win what's called the Mickey Mouse Trophy. You know, it's kind of like a team where, like, hey, there's $50 million if you win this tournament, you know, and teams are like, well, that's 5 players right there, you know? So these teams join it and they win this trophy. But seeing old man saying 70 years, like, damn, we finally won for 70, it means something to them. Now, this is the one that really blew my mind the most, right? And this I want to say the one, because if you think about it, it's a bad business. Like, the idea of a team is to win, right? Mm-hmm. Trophy. And if you win, obviously you use that money to bring it back. But
Right.
what if in the last 166 years, bro? What business model for 166 years, bro? Not winning dick, bro. Not a trophy, not a semifinal, not an invitation to nothing, bro. Nobody knows you. It's called Crystal Palace. But after 166 years, bro, you actually joined a very famous tournament called the FA Cup, where the king himself was there, shaking hands to everybody. Hey, thank you for coming up, and literally putting bangers, not even like winning the game, but winning the game righteously, bro. The best part is seeing grown men say, I used to come here with my grandpa. I used to come here with my grown man. I came here when I was a kid, but my dad died of cancer 30 years ago, blah, blah, years ago. This is for him. This is for my dad. This is a side of London that people grew up in, the east side of London, generations here. World War II, they got bombarded and they still went to a game just to find out they fucking lost 5-0. And they're going to be here again next Sunday. What kind of business model is that, bruv? But I guess at the end of the day, persistence wins, man. And watching them lift that trophy, and the king himself handing it to them.
That victory must have been so sweet.
It must have been so sweet. So it was a very beautiful way, a fairy tale ending to 2024-2025 soccer season. Seeing teams that never win nothing, people that stuck it through the worst, showing that, man, if you really stick in there, bro, no matter what, you too may, And I'm not talking about soccer.
You can see the blue look influence.
And I'm not talking about soccer either.
This guy.
It's all the Cinderella stories.
Yeah, man, it's nice to see it. It was nice to see it to close.
But the thing is, I always root for the underdog.
Always.
Were there any crazy injuries that happened during the season?
Oh, many. That's the thing that hurts the most, because like one can start very strong during the season, and your star guy that would like create plays, hammy. That's 6-8 months of trying to survive.
It's always an injury that can mess up the whole team's career throughout the tournament.
I got two detrimental dudes. The striker's gone. What the fuck? What am I gonna do? I'm not having no striker. Hey, your defender. Guess
especially when he's talking about a lot of teams invest so much into players.
Damn, that
only for this player to be out for months.
Yeah.
It's like they invested so much into this player.
Yeah, and the FIFA is different, because you can't tell a player like, "Hey, bro, you good?" Like, no, bro, I'm still hurting. The doctor says. Just like, oh, he's bad, he's bad.
That's that guaranteed money. It's like baseball money too. It's like, thank you for my check. I appreciate it. I don't care if I blew out my knee in the first play. My first hit, you said, but like football, you got to play for it. Basketball, you got to play for it. You got to make a certain number of games. You got to do this. You're fucked up, bro. I mean, that's a brutal sport to do it in as well.
You got practice in the
morning.
But
soccer's no joke either, bro. You're running for 90 fucking minutes plus.
This guy's to put in the time practicing.
Bro, but then you see some of those slide tackles, dog, and then it's like, it'd be some Final Destination shit that's going out there. They're trying to end lives, bro. You know what I'm saying?
One look, he falls out. Perfect. What a pass,
turn.
Bro. That pass.
I'm glad you liked it. Blinker on and everything for you.
I guess that's gonna be our next topic.
That's it. Let's go.
Our next topic is Final Destination. Final Destination Bloodlines came out after how long has it been since the last Final
2011.
Destination?
Almost 15 years.
Almost 15 years since the last one. To be honest, I didn't think Final Destination was gonna be one that was gonna come back.
Me either.
I thought it was done for, bro.
I did not.
For a while they released the Final Destination every 3 years or so, every 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that kind of franchise to where like, oh, okay, we're gonna see Final Destination 11 by the time we're done.
Absolutely. And
then it went to sleep.
It did. After the fifth one, nobody really was like. I mean, there was a big plot twist you said in 5, which we'll talk about.
There's
later.
a big plot twist in 5. Yes. So if you're a Final Destination fan, 5 is actually the first one that you gotta watch.
Break it down for me. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, let's go through the order, bro.
What do you mean?
Let's just
Why 5? What do you mean by that?
Well, Final Destination has one of those plot twists that is the craziest plot twist in cinema. It's like peak cinema plot twist. Like Sixth Sense, Final Destination 5. Okay,
damn,
I'm talking about that big of a plot twist. That big of a plot twist. Okay,
they were dead the whole time.
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
5.
Spoilers.
Final Destination 5. Typical Final Destination frame, there's an accident at the beginning. It's the bridge collapse. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yes, I do remember the
bridge collapse happens, and then he sees it before it happens, and then he saves everybody, and then Death comes back and kills everybody. I guess everybody knows the Final Destination concept.
Right.
Final Destination is different. It's a horror movie. But when the writer was writing it, he said he wanted to do a different kind of horror movie where there's no boogeyman, there's no Freddy Krueger or Jason killing everybody. It's like the concept of death itself killing people.
I like that.
And it's like invisible, like it's just a force. It's just a force of nature that's killing everybody. And that's just like, swinging the arm the wrong way.
Yeah, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Ever since I saw that movie, the one where it had like the wood,
the wind,
the truck with the woods.
Oh, the logs, yeah.
I drive around him now because that fucking movie.
Bro.
Every millennial is traumatized.
We're scarred from that film. We don't play that shit, dog.
You know what's crazy is this whole time I just watched a video on TikTok of behind the scenes of that movie. Those logs are CGI. Because, okay, they did it practical because back then they used to do practical effects. They actually put the 18-wheeler on the road and dropped the logs. But the logs drop and roll off the road. They don't bounce. Like, think about that. Like, stop and think about that. Because in the movie they bounced, but in real life physics,
they wouldn't do that shit.
They're so heavy.
They boom, and then you start rolling off. Yeah, because they're heavy.
Oh, that makes sense. In the movie, like the guy,
it's flying straight through fucking windows.
You need it to bounce so it could
go
take somebody's head out.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's like it jumps so because from the ground to
that's like
it bounces the whole car. Yeah,
like
then physics.
Yeah, of course.
That's let it happen.
Now you're fucking with me.
All the logs are actually CGI, man. But I mean, back when I watched it, I didn't know.
Bouncing logs is what gets you, but death chasing after you and killing you with the fucking floss.
That's life.
You know what I'm saying?
That's life.
When that motherfucker dies in the tub in the first one, bro.
Oh, you're talking about the first one, bro. The first one had some like creative deaths.
So yeah, well, I was going from 5 to 2 to 1. Okay, let's go.
But
so what's the overarching story in here? Like, tell me.
Every movie has its own story. Like every movie, like in Reddit, they call them visionaries.
Okay.
Like there's always the main character that gets the vision,
right? That saves everybody,
and
fucks them.
In the first one, they're about to like get on the plane, about to fly to Paris, flight 180.
Absolutely.
And
the plane's about to blow up. Get off
the plane. Yeah. And he saves like six students, 6
or 8 of them or some shit like that.
And a professor, like he saves 6 or 8. And then proceed Death coming after them because since he stopped Death's plan, Death is coming and correcting itself and killing one by one in the order that we're supposed to die.
I like the concept of like that there was an order, that there was a seating chart. It was like who's gonna die next?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was like, well, it all depends on the order that we were sitting in the plane.
You would think the plane it just blows up and everybody dies.
Yeah, they're like, no, exactly. Yes, the way it would have went down. In Impact, we all would have died in this order. So if that's the case. Blah blah blah.
But jet fuel doesn't burn steel
at 2,000 degrees. Anyway,
sorry.
Whoa. That's a whole other episode.
That's gonna get cut.
That's a whole other episode.
CIA, go ahead. We got him.
But it always connects. It always kind of like there's every movie there's kind of Easter eggs where it connects to the other ones.
Yes,
like Flight 180 is always referenced.
Yeah, the number 180 is always
The big plot twist in 5 is that they go through they all start dying, and at the end of the movie, like the main guy makes it with his girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. He makes it, and they're about to go on a trip, because he got a job in France, right?
Yeah.
And the whole movie, they're using flip phones, right? And you think nothing of it.
Yeah, until you realize the time error when it is.
They're about to, they get on Flight 180, and then you see the group of students.
Freak the fuck out. Get me out of the plane!
And they're getting off the plane.
What?
So that's the end of number 5. And then they blow up.
Yep. Oh. And then 1 through 4 goes.
So... Yeah, 5.
So number 5 ends with the guy in the plane.
With the plane from the very first one.
Yeah.
What? Oh, that's the plot twist.
That's the plot twist. That's the
number 5 starts there.
That's the Sixth Sense plot twist
right
there.
That was great. That was really, really good.
That's the plot twist that you don't never see coming.
Each one of the films
Before we even get to the new movie, I guess we got to talk a little bit about the new movie.
Yes.
Bloodlines.
Yeah.
In Bloodlines, the main girl, we travel back in time. She gets a vision of her grandma going up a tower, and the tower collapses, and the restaurant on top of the tower collapses. Everybody dies. But this is something that happened 50 years ago, right?
Really?
But she stopped it, and she saved a bunch of people. And as we learn in the movie, Death has been going through and basically killing everybody one at a time. Mm-hmm. But since she saved so many people by getting everybody off the tower, years have passed, and all these people have had children and grandchildren. And she herself learned to avoid death by isolating herself. So she herself avoided death for 20 years until the movie,
Which one? This one?
This
6.
one,
yeah. Bloodlines.
Yeah, Bloodlines. So that's kind of the plot.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy because this grandma, she's isolating herself, and the granddaughter comes by and sees her and is like, hey, why am I having this vision? Why do I keep seeing things? And she's explaining everything that happened. Death is coming after our family. If I die, then it's going to go through my oldest son and everybody in that bloodline. And then the granddaughter doesn't believe her. And then the grandma walks out. And then, of course, wind starts blowing. Shit starts falling apart. And then she's like, okay, you don't believe me? Okay, they say seeing is believing. And she steps out and bam!
Yeah.
She died just to prove a point.
Damn.
It was a gangster way to go out. She died just to prove a point. Like the whole movie could have been avoided if she just stayed alive.
There's so many moms who would have just did that, bro.
Yeah.
Just spiteful ass moms. Be like, you know what?
You know what? Okay, let me prove it to you.
You don't listen. How many times I tell you take out the trash? How many times?
That's how the grandma died, and then it's like two sons, like one son and one daughter, and they each had their own families. So it comes from one bloodline, like the oldest son bloodline first. So him and his two sons, and then the other bloodline, which is cool because like there's an order to it too. It goes eldest to youngest son, and then the next bloodline in order of age. Yeah, man, it's very like they put this whole structure and lore into it.
What is the actor that played Candyman? What's his role? Is he a cop or something?
No, he
There's always somebody that knows about death each movie.
What's his name? If you could look it up for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
The actor that he played Candyman, and he did just pass away.
He did.
That was his soul for real.
Yes, that was his final film.
That was his final film. That was his last movie.
There's a horror film too, man.
He's a big horror icon, and he was already sick when he filmed the movie. Like the producers knew, like he was so
Tony
happy. Todd. He was so happy. I read some. I watched some interviews that he was so happy when he got the call because he's like, I definitely want to be involved. And because he knew that he was like, he didn't have that much time left. And the producers knew he didn't have that much time left. Mm-hmm. He has a scene in the movies, in every movie, he's the kind of guy that they go to is like, I know a guy that knows all about that.
He's always that guy. Yeah. Yeah. Like for some reason,
the story.
Cryptic shit. Yeah. He's always.
Shit. It's always like some riddle.
You have to be careful where you go. Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck? Why, bro? Yeah. Just tell me, bro.
And the second one is like, to avoid death, you need new life. It's like, well, what do you mean?
Have a baby? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
just say that.
Well, that's what they thought because one of the victims was pregnant, but turns out she never died. So, anyways,
yeah, I think that's just funny. Like each time they think they try to outsmart death, they're like, "Oh, we can skip it."
Yeah.
Like if I get skipped over, the next one is like, well, if I save somebody or if I kill somebody, I get to steal their time.
That's something that got introduced in the fifth one. If I kill somebody else, then I take the years they have left.
Yes, yes, or just dying. Like that's the only way that you beat death.
Yeah. There's no way to beat that. As a matter of fact, all of the characters through all movies, they all
of them die.
Yeah,
there has never been one. Like even if they make it to the next film, they die in the next film.
Yeah. Off screen.
Yeah. They're like, oh, by the way,
they're all confirmed dead. Every single character in all of the movies, they're all confirmed dead.
Yep, sure are, bro.
Yeah. But Tony Todd, the scene he has in this one is great because towards the end, as he's walking out of the morgue, because they always find him in the morgue, he drops a few lines, and they say that he improvised it.
Yes,
he basically, I don't want to like ruin whatever he said, but he's like, hey. You never know how much time you have left. Do the try to do the best which you can with the time you have left. It was kind of emotional, and then the music sting from Final Destination. R.I.P. Tony Todd. It was at the end of the movie. The movie was actually great. In 4DX, you felt every death. The movie was gruesome. I thought it was way more gruesome than some of the other ones, and the deaths were so creative. There's one that involves an MRI machine, like with the safety off, and basically like. It wouldn't happen in real life, but the MRI machine level keeps going up, which is basically a big magnet.
So it starts pulling all the metal?
Starts pulling all the metal, and this guy with piercings, nose piercing gets pierced out, his ears piercing gets pierced out. Then you see this going on, then you see this going on. Bro, that's what everybody in the theater were like, because you see his dick person just fly to him, and then a wheelchair kind of like blocks him into the MRI machine, and then the wheelchair keeps getting pulled into the hole of the MRI machine.
So which pulls us back into it more and more.
He just gets folded backwards into,
just like
the MRI machine. That one's sick. And there's some other deaths that are just
that's fucked up because I'm thinking about the dick piercing. Like it didn't come straight up in the center. Like it pulled out as a bar straight in the middle.
Like this, he had lip piercings, nose piercings, all kinds of piercings.
No medical professional be like, if you got metal piercings, leave them on.
I did see an edit where like,
fuck it.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be in the room.
Oh.
And the MRI machine being turned on was an accident. Like a clipboard falling in.
Movie plot twist.
And I guess it's supposed to have safety measures for it to happen, but it went into research
force.
That's freaking crazy, dude. So overall, recommend it?
Overall, I mean, it's up there. It's better. Like in the whole, out of the 6 Final Destination movies, I would say it's the third best.
I'm about to say top 3?
No, 2 or 3. Top 3.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Top 3. My favorite one ever is Final Destination 2.
Yeah.
The first one is great because it sets up the whole thing.
It is.
And it's very original. And then I would say Bloodlines.
Perfect. I was really going to say something.
What's your rating?
My rating? Well, it's a horror movie, you know?
So yeah, I mean, you're not going for the acting.
Horror movies are...
You're going for the titties and the gore.
Gotcha.
There's no titties in this one.
Boom.
But horror movies, I do put on a different scale.
Okay.
And even as a horror movie, like this one had more jump scares than the old one.
Oh.
So it did have jump scares, which I thought was interesting.
That's pretty cool.
And again, it was really gruesome. It was really funny.
Was it really funny?
Yeah, it was.
Funny,
there was
bro.
more humor in there than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cringy or anything. There was just one character that was legit funny.
Nice.
Because they thought he was going to die, but it turned out he was adopted.
Plot armor.
MacGuffin.
No, he's the one that gets sucked by the MRI machine, though. Because when you fuck with death, it fucks back.
Damn. Quote that.
Put that. That's going to be the title of the episode.
For a horror movie, I'll give it an 8. And I must say, that's the thing about horror this year. There's so much like horror stuff coming out. From Sinners to Final Destination 6 to 28 years later to Megan 2.0, the sequel to Megan, even though that one turned into kind of an action movie, to I Know What You Did Last Summer coming back. That's right,
Freddie Prinze Jr.'s
to
back.
Weapons, which is like a crazy ass about the kids going off and disappearing.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
To The Conjuring, Last Rites.
Oh, the last one.
It looks like it's going to be better than the last one.
Yeah, the final
to
one.
Him, to The Black Phone 2.
Five
Nights Freddy's at 2. Man,
Five Nights at Freddy's 2's coming out this year too.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 this year.
That was actually pretty good. I watched it.
It was a legit horror movie.
Again, my kids played the games and they read the books, so like they were giving me background
it has
lore.
Its whole lore.
Yeah, bro. They're like,
well, you can watch it without not knowing anything.
Yeah,
I don't know anything.
Yeah, but I thought it's go if you have somebody that obviously is a fanboy or a girl about it, dude. Go with them because they give you like, oh, that's so and so. This is so and so. This is what this is.
So much horror coming out. I'm not a big horror fan because I live by myself and I don't want to like get that juju in my house. But I'll probably watch some of those. The next one I'm really excited for as far as horror genre is 28 Years Later.
Nice. Me too. I want to see that because I've seen both of them actually.
I haven't seen any of them, dude. I just heard that they're.
You haven't, bro? They're like classic zombies.
I know.
They're not bad.
Yeah.
They're cult classics though. 28 Days Later was not like an original blockbuster hit. It was slept on.
No,
right?
it's not. Yeah, it was an independent film.
Yeah, and they just got it to start streaming because there was only film.
I would say it's more like a survival horror because it's not like scary. Like, it's more like run, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like
they're
so smart.
And they're not like walking zombies; they're sprinting zombies. Like
it was one of the first. Zombies. It was one of the first movies that did the whole sprinting
before
zombie
World War Z.
Way before World War Z, like a few years before World War Z. Like I said, it's one of the first movies that did the whole sprinting zombie thing.
Gotcha.
So like to see sprinting zombies was a new thing. It was like, why are we doing?
Yeah. And it was like a kind of shaky cam, right? Everything was very, very dark.
No, the first one was so low budget that it might seem like it, but no, it was just low budget.
Oh, okay.
I think it's well done, the first one.
Yeah. Again, I think it was slept on. Nobody, and then the sequel happens 28 weeks later, and then now years, which everybody thought Cillian Murphy was that zombie in the fucking.
Well, the first one
he's supposed to be coming back.
Yeah. He's not
the first
zombie.
one touches a theme where I didn't remember they touched in the second one because. In the first one, there was a scene where like a person got bit or had the virus, but didn't transform until
they were already behind the doors.
No, like years later until she saw somebody that did her wrong. You know what I'm talking about at the very beginning? Then she became the zombie out of hatred.
Really?
Yeah, because
it was a trigger?
Dormant. Yes.
This virus is supposed to come from
animalistic rage.
Yes.
Or something.
The virus comes from like being like a mad dog disease. Right?
Yes, but Isn't
it like from monkeys or something?
Well, it triggers like a certain part of your animalistic side of your brain.
Oh, okay. I thought I just
like the rage side of your brain. Rage. That's what they sprint. Like rage. Yeah.
Yeah. So the virus it comes from is a good concept.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I love that concept. That's why it's more like a survival horror.
We should watch all three, bro. Like when the third one comes out, and just give a whole recap of it.
It touches those meta. Those meta themes, I'm like, oh, so meta. You know?
So meta. Well, in the first one, he ends up making it into the countryside, and then in the end,
the second one's a different story.
The zombies are not the bad guys; the humans are the bad guys.
The humans are always the bad guys.
Yeah, it's always the bad guys.
So because in the very first one, the zombies are just kind of like a side plot. And then it becomes about survival. And by the end, there's no he's not fighting zombies in the end.
He's just fighting people at that point.
Fighting people that that
are survivors or whatever. Whoever's left crazy. Over. Damn, they have that Armageddon era, Doug. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, okay, yeah,
but it was good. It's really different. It's really if you haven't seen it, you'll find it different, and you could probably find it where other movies have taken from it. You'd be like, oh, I could see the influence in this movie.
So and so did this because of this. Yeah. Interesting.
Anyways, cool. That's my horror take.
I like it.
That took a little bit longer than I expected.
Yeah, your mother says the same thing. So the final thing we're going to go and talk about is going to be
what's another genre that we could talk about?
Yeah,
Donghua guys are popping.
Hey,
right
that
now.
Rhymed. Well, in my accent, it rhymed.
Donghua are popping right now, guys. They're like China is spitting out crazy heat.
It's Chinese anime, right?
Per se, yes.
Chinese animation.
Yeah, and
Donghua is the Chinese word for anime.
Yes.
Donghua.
Now, what I don't
Donghua.
What's hard to get into it for me is trying to watch it subbed. Because the Chinese dialect is so different.
So very different.
Different.
It's like watching something completely different.
Yeah.
Even their emotions. Like, because I'm so used to the Japanese emotions.
Yes. That in my mind.
To like the language, they almost have this whole language with grunts. And
yeah. Yeah.
But then the Chinese is a whole different, it's more nasally. And it's faster. It's faster. It's faster than Japanese.
It is. But it's different. It's different. Yeah. So like.
Because so cool.
I tried watching Supercube like that, and I was like, "Oh, bro!"
I always loved like the Chinese accent because like seeing the movies when they go so what?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Like, I remember watching movies where
yes,
I think like Mandarin.
We are so sorry for our
I took 1 semester. I took 6 months of Mandarin.
I thought he said 6 semesters. I was like, bro,
like Mandarin sounds tough because of the movies like the movie where like Jet Li, the one where he I forgot.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Jackie Chan the way he says it.
Yeah, Jackie Chan movies. Yeah. Wong Fei Hong. The movies are Once Upon a China. That was his character, Wong Fei Hong. And like seeing movies like that because I used to watch them with the subtitles in Spanish. So like China, and like I know what you mean because the anime grinds nani dajibu desu ka, but it's not there.
It's not. It's not. So when we're accustomed to it, that's exactly what it's like. That's a very good interpretation of it.
I'm sorry to Mandarin.
I'm so sorry. I don't.
We are gonna get wrecked on Red Note.
Absolutely.
Red Note.
No, but I love it.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's
lie. Like good luck come, good wind come.
What's that song?
Anyway,
the animation. Supercube.
Anyway, Supercube has been.
Supercube. I watched the fights for Supercube. Isn't Supercube like Pokemon but with big ass beasts?
That's a different one that you're thinking of. That's like the new age Pokemon that's like Bleach. Yeah,
but it's Donghua, right?
Yeah, dude, that's another one.
So it's like a big ass whale fighting a big ass gorilla
for no reason, and it's sick. It's so sick.
Dongua's getting creative.
Supercube, it was like an amazing fight scenes.
Supercube is the one with the fight scenes.
Yeah,
right? With the hand-to-hand combat.
It's like remember like with Harry Potter meets.
That's what Sakamoto Days was supposed to be like. Supercube, like the fights were supposed to be like what Sakamoto Day was supposed to be about.
Oh.
But Sakamoto Day is just trash. Like nobody's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it. At first they were excited about it, but nobody cares.
But Supercube is everything that should have been.
Yeah.
I think like the Donghua, because I've noticed there's one of the hidden gods or the hidden paths. Mm-hmm. It's what Donghua about like these elemental gods that can't interfere with humans, right? It's a Donghua. I sent it to you in the group chat.
Okay.
And then Likewise, like you mentioned, bro, it was them fighting demons. It's just like way more detailed. I feel like it's like the production value is just higher on that side.
Yeah, well, I feel like because they're they're trying to establish a name, so they're like, fuck it, put the money into it,
and
bro.
that's what I was gonna bring up. I'm surprised that they have like this really crazy animation coming out when China is known for censorship.
I was gonna say the same thing.
So
like, where's this heat coming from, bro? Like, I don't know. They've just been stored in the backlog.
It's almost like they keep saying it's like China is not what this impression of China that we have is not what it's it's propaganda.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to get into that.
But okay, well, so what I wanted to talk about primarily was my personal favorite that I've been getting into, which is To Be Hero X.
To Be Hero X.
That's
the one where it switches animation?
Yes, between 2D and 3D. I talked about this earlier in the season.
It's getting a lot of hype.
Bro, it is really fucking good. As far as character development, story, it was going one way. Shit does a plot twist. You're invested in the characters. crazy shit happens at like 2 different endings, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And then they cut in a different story for you, and you're like, I'm 3 episodes into this different story. I hadn't even got an answer to my plot twist, but these stories are so good, I don't even care about it. Because
is it like about being a hero?
Yes.
To be hero.
So the way the world works is heroes are established by trust. Trust is given by the people. The number of trust you have determines like your value of level of strength as a hero, right? Nobody's can become heroes, right? But it's very, very rare. At this point, it's like the NBA has already been established. You know, you're not going to have an all-star team that's going to come up here and do some shit like that, right? But everybody has a certain level of trust by somebody, family, friends, or whatever. But everybody's aspiration is to want to be something like that. They have a top 10. If you live in top 10, you live in Heroes Tower. Heroes Tower is where all the big bads live, or all the big heroes live in.
I'm already sold, man.
Right?
I'm watching it tonight.
It's really good.
Sounds better than My Hero.
Dude, look, there's a My Hero moment. I told you, there's a My Hero moment in the end of the first or the second episode.
You too could be a hero.
It's a really cool moment.
Fucking all my carries, My Hero.
What I like though, what I like
carries, bro.
What's kind of extreme is some of the ass whoopings in the scenes. Like I'm like, oh, they're gonna stop. I'm like, oh, they're still going. Damn, they're beating the fuck out of this guy.
It feels like the Donghua, especially this Donghua that just came out and that everybody's hyped for. They feel really mature. Like,
dude,
like I feel like this is not kid animation. Definitely not kid animation.
No, definitely not kid animation. I mean, you could try to sell it to your kids and you could sit down with it, but there definitely gonna be some plot twists. Like the adult twist happens, and you're like, oh shit, that's crazy.
It's definitely aimed at a mature or young adult.
It does its job, man.
To the teenagers.
I like it because I'm like, it's interesting, it's different. I like the 2D, 3D animation mix. They do it very well. I thought it was going to be something that, and like I said, we haven't even gotten to like all the top heroes. I think we've only seen like
it's still airing.
Yeah, it's still going right now. At this point, we've only seen heroes 10, 9, and 8 or something like that. But there's still 1 through 7 that we haven't even glimpsed at, and then we're already on episode 8 in the season. So I don't even know if we're going to get all the top 10 heroes within the first season.
I want to see it. To Be Hero X?
To Be Hero X. Yeah. Watch it on Crunchyroll.
So, I was going to bring one up that I watched last year, I think. It's called Ayu de Mishi, translated into X and Y. It was a Donghua that I randomly watched last year because it was at the Anime Awards. It's a psychological thriller.
Ooh.
Yeah, like right. It's very interesting. Like it's based on like this girl owns an escape room.
Oh, an escape room?
Yeah, an escape room. And this guy goes into the escape room after work because he's like, hey, let's try out the escape room. And then apparently he like passes out and wakes up at home and he's like doesn't think anything about it. And his whole life becomes an escape room. And then he can't tell what's real and what's not. It's wild.
Oh,
like imagine you go to an escape room and your life becomes an escape room. And like you don't know if you're still inside the escape room or you have escaped the escape room. And then he keeps going back to the escape to this girl. And he's like, you a witch? What are you? Why are you controlling? And she doesn't know what he's talking about.
What?
And then you don't know what's real or what's not.
Oh, that's fucking nuts.
It's wild.
it sounds dope. It actually sounds pretty good, man.
And I know. And in Mandarin, I don't even know what like that. Their expressions are like,
it's cool, man. What I do like is that it's simulcast. To Be Hero X is simulcast. So they come out with the English dub as soon as the new episode drops. So that's why I love that I can just keep up with it. What's going on? Yeah. But it's peak. I'm excited for it. If you guys haven't checked it out, my recommendation, To Be Hero X.
I like this idea that it's expanding. Like, of course, we know Japanese culture, but now this...
what would you call Mexican animation?
This curiosity...
Mexicanga? Mexichingichanga?
This wonderment of the Eastern, culture has expanded into Chinese Donghua and into Korean manhwa. Mm-hmm. We're not just watching Japanese anime. Now we're
Mexican novela.
Now we're watching Korean manhwa. Now we're watching Chinese Donghua. So, like, we have really expanded to other countries.
I wanted to share it in the group chat. I didn't get a chance to do it, but there was a Peruvian anime. Like it was their attempt at an anime, and it was like they were speaking in Spanish.
What's his name was in it? Like he was flown down there to like dub it.
Who?
What's his name? We were in that panel. He talked about being flown to Peru.
Shit, yeah, it's got to be. It's the only one that I've seen. I can't. Don't get me to start lying to the actor, but yeah, that's crazy. I had never seen it. It was like stop scrolling. It's not an anime. This is a Peruvian anime. And I was like, and it just started showing the clip. And when they were speaking in Spanish, I was like, I don't speak it, but I feel it. And this kind of looks dope. I would give it a shot just because I'm like, damn, this is for the culture. Like, that's cool, man.
For the culture.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, so like I said, To Be Hero X, go watch it.
It'd be crazy to get that call as a voice actor. Because remember he told that story? I can't remember his name, I'm sorry. But he told that story. He got a call. It's like, hey, do you speak Spanish? It's like, would you be down to fly down to Peru and dub an anime?
See.
Yeah, he's a director, wasn't he? Isn't he also a director?
He's been in the industry for a while, so I think he
works his way. I forgot who it is, but I know you're talking about. Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, Suki, you know what? Actually, I want to get your 2 cents on the Peruvian anime, as a matter of fact. Oh no, there's our
the Comic Palooza Roundup.
Oh, that's right. We do have time for that.
Sorry.
Suki, no.
Nice.
Well, go downstairs. We'll get you in a minute.
They announced the final announcements of the guest list.
That's right, guys.
That's right.
And before you forget, the WBM podcast is going to be at Comic Palooza 2025.
When?
June 20th
to the 22nd. Where?
At the George R. Brown Convention Center.
Right,
that's right. We're going to have our own panel. We're probably going to have 2 different panels. We're going to be talking to people.
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
There you go.
Doing the whole Witty Banter media experience.
If you guys follow our socials, you know why I can't speak.
And the final announcements were, what are the final announcements?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 of the greats for Latino culture. We have Cheech and Chong.
Viva la raza.
Coming up in this
Cheech Marin and Tobin Chong.
Absolutely. Cheech and Chong up in Smoke 1, 2, and 7.
I know. I mean, Leo in that 70 show, he was my favorite character. That's how I found out. That's how I knew Chong.
We're gonna hotbox a Millennium Falcon and use Jaden Christensen's lightsaber to spark it.
The first time I saw Chong was at a Lulak event. You know that? And he was trying, at a Lulak event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was no, he was actually like spitting like political shit. And I was like, he had a suit on.
Oh, he is an activist. Yeah, he's very
super involved
activist and like does speeches and stuff.
100%. He delivered. I was like, damn. I was like, this is the guy that was smoking weed back in the day.
No, but he's all about legalizing.
He is absolutely. He's all about
legalizing.
What do you say?
No, but he's serious about it. He's actually making change.
Mexican Americans
love
education school and take Spanish to get a B. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, how many times you get quoted that for the rest? Like, that's been like 40 years he's been quoted that shit, bro.
Oh man.
But I'm excited. Like,
so
it's gonna be awesome.
It's cool. It's like
with
a cool
nannies and their no.
It's a cool final addition to the Comic Palooza roster.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
It's cool to see you.
Comic Palooza 2025 roster.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, so that's our highlight. We're less than a month away.
Oh, less than 30 days.
That's right. So go get your tickets now.
Who are you excited to see, Suki?
Book your passes.
Yes. Oh, no, Suki, we'll get your copy next time. Anyway, guys, this has been the WBM podcast.
Right,
this is one of your hosts. It's your boy, Merk. Make sure you guys are following us on all of our socials at WBM_podcast on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that jazz.
And you should be following us already at Amazon Music, Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff.
And this is your boy Oski in the mix. Yes, it's Oski. And as always, I want to remind you, it's the WBMpodcast.com. That's the website, WBMpodcast.com, where you'll find a full library of episodes, over 150 of them. In every episode, you'll find 2 links. One is to support the show. If you like what we do, please support the show. Another one is to send us a text message. Shout out to Francis this week, this episode.
That's right, y'all.
Francis, you're a real one, ladies and gentlemen.
Napoli, Visca Barça. Have a good night, everybody.
We out this bitch. Peace.